Hello, welcome to GP Podcast. Today, we're diving into a tech mystery that's actually affecting prices for pretty much everyone, from serious gamers to just, everyday smartphone users. Something out there is consuming the world's computer memory at an absolutely incredible rate, and today, we're going to find out exactly what it is. All right, let's start at the scene of the crime, so to speak. You might have noticed something, well, a little strange happening in the tech world lately. A key component, something that's fundamental to basically every device we own, is just vanishing from shelves. So yeah, where has all the memory gone? It's a pretty simple question, but the answer is, well, it's really complex. We're talking about computer memory, or RAM, the stuff that lets your devices do more than one thing at a time. And all of a sudden, it's becoming this scarce and unbelievably expensive resource. And what's really wild is just the sheer speed of this whole thing. I mean, we are not talking about some slow, gradual increase here. Prices haven't just gone up a little bit. They've tripled in the last month alone. We're at highs nobody has ever seen before. And you gotta understand, this isn't just a problem for the high-end PC builders out there. The memory inside your phone, your PlayStation, your laptop, it's all coming from the same global pot. The supply crisis is going to touch nearly every single piece of technology we use. It's going to affect both the price and just the availability of stuff for years. So, who's the prime suspect behind this global shortage? Well, the answer is 100% artificial intelligence. The AI revolution is officially here, and man, it is incredibly hungry. To really get why, just look at the difference in demand. A traditional service, think like Netflix, uses a tiny little fraction of a server's memory for each person watching. You could have a server with 16 gigs of RAM and it'll handle thousands of people, no problem. Now contrast that with a single large AI model. It needs hundreds of gigabytes just to stay turned on, plus a massive amount of resources for every single conversation. The scale isn't even comparable. It's astronomical. But it gets even deeper than that. See, AI doesn't just need more memory. It needs a completely different kind of memory. We're talking about a type that's incredibly powerful, just mind-bogglingly fast, and extremely difficult to produce. It's called HBM, which stands for High Bandwidth Memory. And technologically, it's a total marvel. It works by stacking memory chips vertically, kind of like a skyscraper. But this marvel is also at the very heart of our problem. Here's a really great way to think about the difference. If the standard memory in your PC is like a reliable Toyota Corolla, it gets the job done, then HBM is a bleeding-edge Ferrari. It can be up to 80 times faster. I mean, an incredible leap in performance. And it gets there by stacking all those memory chips and plugging them directly into the AI processor. Making this stuff, HBM, is just an incredibly complex and delicate process. It involves these super specialized factories and a global supply chain that stretches all the way from Korea to Taiwan just to create one single unified HBM and GPU package. It's nuts. And all that complexity means very, very few companies on Earth have the tech and the scale to actually make HBM. In fact, the entire global supply of this advanced memory rests in the hands of just 3 corporations. So who controls the world's memory? The answer to that question really shows you just how fragile this whole market is. It's a classic bottleneck, right, where all this global demand funnels through this tiny, tiny little point of supply. Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron. 2 companies in South Korea and 1 in the United States. That is it. They are the gatekeepers for the world's memory. And right now, the biggest names in AI are knocking on their doors with basically blank checks. And this isn't happening in the shadows either. We're seeing the biggest tech companies, like Nvidia, striking these massive, forward-looking deals directly with these 3 makers. They're not just buying up what's available today. They are securing the entire future production on this special memory for years to come. The demand is so completely astronomical that the supply is already promised out for years into the future. I mean, SK Hynix, one of the big 3, has already sold out its entire HBM production for the next 2 years. All of it, primarily to feed the AI industry's just insatiable appetite. So what does this AI gold rush really mean for the rest of us, for anyone who just wants to buy a new phone, a laptop, or a gaming console? This is where the whole story comes full circle. It really is just simple economics. If you're one of those 3 companies and you have a choice, you're going to divert your production lines away from the normal consumer RAM to make HBM because it earns you 3 to 4 times more profit. It's the logical business decision for sure, but it's one with huge consequences for you and me. And, building new factories isn't a quick fix. We're talking billions of dollars and years of construction. Plus, let's be honest, there's no guarantee the AI boom isn't a bit of a bubble, which makes it a massive financial risk for these companies to overinvest. They'd much rather cash in on the current AI demand than risk building factories that might sit empty in a few years.
The consequence for us is simple and it's direct. Less of the normal RAM is being made. This leads straight to a supply shortage and, you guessed it, higher prices for the phones, PCs, and consoles we all want to buy. In a way, we are all paying the price for this AI revolution.
So we've found our culprit. The current bottleneck is memory, a component that, frankly, we all took for granted. But the next crisis, well, it's already on the horizon. The sheer amount of electricity needed to power this AI revolution is absolutely staggering, and it could very well be the next global challenge we all face. But that's a story for another time. So that's our explainer for today. If you liked the video, subscribe, leave a like, comment on what you liked most, and share the video. Your support really helps us dive deep into these complex topics. We'll see you in the next one.